If you've also been obsessed with this natural, effortless, but still kind of giving unapproachable makeup, it's actually very, very easy. So today we're gonna do it. I always start off everything with Rogue Blazing Milk and Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. I'm using two different primers. This is the Refy primer and I'm just putting it all over my face. Then I'm taking this MAC primer and putting it right under my eyes and right under my nose. Illuminators are my favorite makeup invention in the entire world. This is the Stay Glowy Super Gel and I put it on the high points of my face. For my eyebrows, I'm using this little concoction. This is the Refy Brow Gel brush, but this is the e.l.f. brow gel. I ran out of my Refy brow gel, but I love the brush and I don't really like the one that comes with this one, so I just combined them and they happen to fit perfectly. This is the NARS Laguna bronzer and I'm just tapping it up towards my hairline. And I'm gonna take the remainder and just kind of do this with it. For good measure, I always like to set my face after that step just to make sure it stays on all day. And I use the NYX Dewy Finish setting spray. Now for our first layer of blush, this is the Rhode Pocket Blush in the shade Freckle. I'm just putting it on the tops of my cheekbones and then a little bit on my nose. Fenty Hydrating Longwear Concealer in the corners of my eyes, right under my nose, and a tiny bit right here. This is probably my favorite concealer of all time. We're just gonna take it and drag it up. Blush round two, we're going in with the NYX Buttermelt Blush in the shade You Know Butta. These are very, very pigmented, so you want to proceed with caution. I always take a little bit and then tap the hell out of it. And just ever so slightly tap my face. And these together, I think, just make the prettiest pink. Also gonna take a little bit on my nose. You guys know I don't usually use powder, but for this I'm going to. This is the Rare Beauty True to Myself Tinted Powder in the shade Ivory. And I'm just gonna put it underneath in my eyes a little bit. Also right under my nose, because sometimes if it's glowy right here, it literally just looks like you're sweating. I also like to set my bronzer with some powder bronzer. This is a NARS bronzer in the shade Laguna 6. A little bit on my nose and a little bit on my chin. This is the Rare Beauty eyeliner in the shade True Brown. You can also use black. I just prefer brown. And we're gonna do it as close to your lash line as possible. I'm also gonna take it right under. For this, I'm gonna use a brown mascara. This is the e.l.f. Lash Extender in the shade Brown. I'm just gonna put it in the corners of my eyes. After my first layer of mascara, I like to curl my lashes and then go back in with another layer. This is a L'Oreal Telescopic mascara and I'm just gonna ever so slightly brush it over my lower lashes. I don't want to do too much for lips. I'm taking the tiniest amount of this lip pencil. I have no idea what brand it is. It's from the hair store, but it's in the shade Wild Cherry. I'm just going to put it right here and then spread it out with my finger. Little hack, if you want your lip liner to last all night, go over top of it with a little bit of translucent powder. This is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop powder. And I'm just going to brush it right over top. Over top of it with the Fenty Gloss Bomb in the shade Champ Stamp Fantasy. I love really glossy lips. And that's literally it. Bye.